Hi everybody, and thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be part of the Pre-Pilates flow clam. I often give clam as homework. I do clam really frequently myself for my own personal practice, and I just think it's a very effective and really good movement that everyone could be doing. So I hope you join along with me. If you could go ahead and place your mat out. We're gonna get our setup using our mat. So you are going to lay near the back edge of your mat like I am. You want to make sure the soles of your feet, the back of your hips, the back of your shoulder, and then if you choose to extend this bottom arm is also along the back edge of the mat. You could also extend the arm totally and place a small pillow here if that feels better for your neck. Once we get our placement along the mat, we want to make sure our hip placement is set up properly. So we want our top hip to be stacked above our bottom hip. And it's really hard for us to tell that ourselves a lot of times. But if you look at your knees, if you have one knee that is behind the other knee, that's a good indicator that your hip is not stacked. If you have one knee in front of the other knee, another good indicator your hip is not stacked. If your knees are in alignment, and your thigh bones are in alignment, and that's a good indicator that your hip is. We're gonna use our top hand as a kickstand. I want you to not only just rest it into the earth, I want you to think of pushing it into the earth, and you can really see the energy level change within my own body as I engage into the upper body. My neck feels long, I'm all stacked and ready to go, and I'm gonna lift the top knee and then lower it back down. And as I lift and lower the top knee, I'm really focused on making sure my hip is not moving with my knee. So I'm isolating the movement to my thigh bone while I stabilize the pelvis. I'm gonna do roughly 8. I may lose count, but my goal is to do about 8 of each movement. That's a good number. 8 to 10 is a good number. And then when I finish my last one, I'm gonna lower the knee down and I'm gonna go to the heel lifting. I'm staying flexed at the ankle, I'm not changing the ankle joint. And I'm really focused on, again, not rolling forward. So I'm pushing my right hand, my right palm into the mat, and I am using my exhale to kind of form a brick wall of sorts so that my top hip doesn't roll forward. When I finish this last one, I'm gonna just do a quick body scan, and then I'm gonna lift my whole top leg as one and lower it down. Now this one, as I lift that top leg, I'm thinking of reaching my top sitting bone away. So I'm keeping this top hip, pushing away from the rib as the leg lifts up. So there's a lot of opposition here. I'm not concerned about how high the leg goes. I'm concerned about the level of control in the hip. When I finish my last one, we're gonna get into a little combination work. I'm gonna flex both feet deeply as I lift the top knee, and then I'm gonna lower back down. And I flex as I lift, and I lower back down. I don't wanna see your knees come towards you, so you don't change the angle of the knee. We're just simply lifting the heel straight to the sky, lifting that top knee straight to the sky. It will take you a little bit to kind of figure out the coordination behind it. And I'm still pushing my top arm into the mat. On my last one, I'm gonna lift and pause here, and I'm gonna extend and bend the top leg. Trying my best not to really move this top femur a whole lot and not moving this top hip at all. I'm just simply trying to flex and extend this top knee. Last one here, I'm gonna close the heels together and then lower both all the way down. I'm gonna take and extend both legs, and then my top foot is gonna come to the mat, and I'm gonna hold on to my top ankle. Flexing the bottom leg, I'm gonna push out of the heel as I lift and lower to really get my inner thigh on that bottom leg going. And I'm constantly trying to reach out of the heel further as I try to reach out of the head. Trying not to lose my connection at my hip. I'm gonna lift the leg and pause, point the toe, and tiny circles. The circles are really coming all the way from the hip, trying not to let my ankle change shape. And then I'll reverse those circles. It doesn't have to be big to be effective. And then we'll relax all the way down. We're gonna repeat the same exact thing on the other side. So once we get down on this side, we're also gonna, again, use the back side of our mat as a tactile cue since we don't have a second set of eyes on our body, making sure the bottom of the feet, the back of the hips, back of the rib, and then bottom arm is lined up along the edge. We're gonna glance at our knees, make sure they're in alignment to help us judge that our hips are in alignment. We have equal distance between the top rib and hip as well as the bottom rib and hip, and that's reflected at our femurs being stacked and our ankles being stacked. And then we're gonna use our top hand as a little bit of a kickstand hand. So we're really pushing into the earth with the top arm, and our neck is nice and long. We're reaching our head to the far side of the room. Once we have all this set, we're gonna start lifting the top knee and lowering. Now this left side is definitely my harder of the two sides, so you might notice my range of motion gets even smaller on this side, but I'm more worried about control than I am about size. I'm gonna do 2 more. And then we're gonna go to the heel lifts, just lifting that top heel. So we're internally rotating the femur without letting that move where our pelvis is in space, without letting it change the shape of our body. We have 3 to go, really focusing on that oppositional energy. And then we're gonna do a quick body scan, adjust anything that might need to adjust, and we lift the whole leg and lower down. And as you lift this whole leg, really think of reaching the head to one side of the room and that top sitting bone to the other side of the room so you don't collapse in your top side. We're gonna do 3 from here. Keep pushing that top hand or the heel of the hand into the earth. And now our more complicated choreography. Flex the top, or flex the heels as you lift the top knee. And that flexion of the ankle joint just really gets a little deeper into the work. We have 5, making sure you're not rolling around in the torso. Going straight to the ceiling with the heels and the knee. We're gonna pause and we extend and bend. And I just kind of felt myself roll back a little bit. So I'm gonna recruit more through my glutes and try to control that. Last 2. And when I finish the last one, I'm gonna close the heels, lowering all the way down. Straightening the legs, I'm gonna bring the bottom leg forward and hold onto it. I'm gonna really dorsiflex out of the bottom heel, and I'm gonna start by lifting and lowering. And as I lift and lower, I am still reaching out of the top sitting bone. So I'm still finding that oppositional force, creating a nice long spine and a nice solid grounded torso. I'm gonna lift the bottom leg, I'm gonna point the toe and make tiny circles. Doesn't matter which direction to me, we're gonna go both ways. And then I want you to pause and reverse your circles. And then we're gonna lower all the way down. And that's it. That is the clam series. So that's great to do for homework. It doesn't take long, but it's very effective. If you enjoyed our video today, please let us know. And as always, thank you for watching.